Dom, have you got used to finding the bright blue in the wardrobe rather than navy yet?
Yeah, it's been a good transition. Love the colours actually, but no, the boys have been really welcoming, and obviously coming in with a few other recruits has probably helped me. But yeah, in terms of fitting, obviously when you start getting into the crunch of the season, it helps. But yeah, pre-season's about building relationships, training, and learning the game plan. So I've just been trying to do as much as I can at the moment, and I hope it sort of holds me in good stead for round one.
Can you talk us through your transition, who you sort of made good relationships with straight up?
Yeah, I guess you sort of come in, it's probably the guys that have come across that you lean towards straight away. Aaron Hall's been good, he's come across with similar ages as Pollock and Pittard, and I knew Lukey McDonald, I went to school with Lukey McDonald, so it was sort of helpful just knowing a couple of boys coming in just to show you where to go and little things like that. So but I've obviously at my third club now, so I've sort of done the move before, so it was hasn't been too daunting at all.
In terms of off-season, did you have to have any clean-up surgeries or anything like that?
I had an operation in round 23 just on my arm, just a broken ulnar bone, but other than that, pretty clean bill of health. So I was able to, I've done full training since I've come across, which is probably a good way to meet the boys and integrate, to be honest, just making sure you're training. So that's been a positive.
Is there one thing that's jumped out and surprised you most since you've walked in? Is there anything that sort of you had to pinch yourself and think that's different? Oh,
it's a good question, I guess. You do notice there's a good sort of culture of past players here, and you just get a feel for that sort of Shimbona culture and the fact that sort of this is a club's facility. I can't really put my finger on it yet in terms of verbalising it, but you get a feel that there's a good heritage here, and past players are really proud of the club and what it stands for. So I'd say that's something that I've noticed straight away.
Gravitated towards any of those past players? Have they come in, or have you spoken to many of those boys?
You see, even having sort of coaches that are past players like Crocker and Lurker and those type of guys, you can sort of get a feel for it. So, and they're premiership players at the club, so the imagery around the walls and the internal buildings are really good from those sort of that late 90s era, which is when I was sort of a 6 or 7 year old fella. So I do remember watching North in those days, so yeah, you just get a feel for that, and it's good that there's a good culture and history.
How nice is it to have standalone facilities rather than having shared at Amy Park?
Oh, it's not too bad. It was not too bad at Amy Park. The Storm boys were good fellows, and Victory, you didn't really bump into them too often, so it was always a little bit helpful to watch what other teams are doing, just to pick up a few things here and there. But yeah, certainly with the redevelopment of the facilities, it's exciting to have sort of the home of VFL, AFL, AFLW, VFLW all in the one facility, so it sort of honestly does have that one club feel.
You're a little bit removed from the situation with Majak Dor. How much have the boys rallied around him or talked about it internally?
Yeah, there's been some good support networks for Madge, and the boys are just doing what they can to support him. And I guess his outlook's positive at the moment, and he's just focusing on his recovery. But in terms of what we can do, it's just be there to support at the moment.
Has he had much contact with any of the other boys?
Yeah, a lot of boys have been in constant contact. So and they're relaying a few things to the boys. But I guess at the moment it's just the spirits are good, and from what we're hearing, and that's just you're just confident that the support's all there for him.
Do you think you'll see him back at the club sooner rather than later?
We're not too sure yet. I guess it's just up into the hands of those looking after him and around him the most at the moment. So I guess he did speak about the club being a second family for him. So obviously it'll be open arms when he's ready to come back.
And the Pracky match, who are you looking forward to seeing out here?
It's always hard to get a kick in the Pracky games. I reckon they're the hardest to get a kick in. Everyone knows what everyone's doing, but I guess it's just a good chance to implement game plans and things you've been working on for a couple of months now. So it's exciting, and sort of good mix up from doing some sort of drills that you've been doing for a while now. So it gives you a chance to get a feel for it.
Just on your role, you obviously found your way in and out of the side midway through last year. You got it back in the finals, but is there a deficiency you've focused on in particular, maybe this pre-season, that you wanted to iron out in your game?
I was probably just more getting back playing as a bit more of an inside mid. I was obviously edged out, as you mentioned, last year, so just being confident in that role and sort of having versatility to my game as well. So at the moment it's probably looking to play a bit more inside.
And just on a few of your teammates, is there anyone it's sort of surprised you? You've always got opinion of other blokes in the comp when you play against them.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you've walked in and they've surprised you, or you thought?
There is one, I always thought Sam Wright was a pest when you used to play against him, and he's a legend of a bloke, and funny bloke here. There's always a couple. It was Lyndon Dunn at Melbourne. I used to think he was annoying, and then you get there and he's actually a ripper bloke. So there's a couple that surprise you. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, thanks guys. Ta.